year ago, Ahmed Abu Tema sent out a Facebook post from his home in Gaza asking what would happen if hundreds of thousands of Palestinians marched into the buffer zone, fronting the barbed wire and the chain link that fences off Gaza with the de facto border with Israel. A year later, hundreds of thousands are here at the Great March of Return with the aim of breaking the internationally illegal 12-year-long Israeli siege of Gaza and reclaiming their right to return to their ancestral homelands.
Well, thank you for having us today with you. Dr. Finkelstein, you are an American political scientist, an activist, a well-known professor and author of many books. Your focus is on the Israeli and Palestinian conflict and the politics of the Holocaust. So we're happy to have you today with us.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
Welcome. To start off, we wanted to talk about first, what are your impression on the Great March of Return, in particular with the recent actions in Palestine?
Okay, well, again, thank you for having me. And I'm going to be using my time to be more analytical and not, so to speak, inspirational. I strongly believe in having an objective, clear understanding of a situation, and then for people on the basis of the facts, at least as I understand them, then to make decisions about how to proceed, what to do next, what's possible and what's not possible in the current situation. You asked me first about the Great March of Return. The Great March of Return, my recollection is, it begins March 30th, 2018, and it was a response to, a reaction to this inhuman, immoral, and illegal blockade that Israel has imposed on Gaza. The most recent manifestation of that blockade, because it's gone through many periods, begins really in January 2006, when there are parliamentary elections in the occupied Palestinian territories and Hamas emerges victorious. Former US President Jimmy Carter, he was one of the observers at those elections, and he called them free democratic elections, and he had quite a lot of praise for them. When, so to speak, the wrong party won, namely not the party that the US and Israel wanted to win, the Fatah, the Palestinian Authority, but Hamas won, Israel, the United States, and then the EU, the European Union, they escalated their sanctions on Gaza to punish them for having exercised their democratic right in a way that the US, Israel, and the EU didn't approve. And the sanctions, they increased again in intensity, though in my opinion, it was a quantitative, not a qualitative difference, a quantitative escalation of those sanctions in 2007, when Israel, the United States, in cahoots with the Palestinian Authority, attempted a coup against the legally, democratically elected government of Hamas. And Hamas foiled the coup, consolidated its power in Gaza, and then at this point, the sanctions escalated, and the sanctions combined with the periodic murderous Israeli assaults on Gaza rendered Gaza virtually unlivable. There was the Operation Cast Lead in 2008-9. Then there was Operation Pillar of the Fence in November 2012. And then there was Operation Protective Edge in July, August 2014. And so between the protracted, merciless sanctions regime against Gaza and combining that with the, excuse me, combining that with, excuse me,
God bless.
and combining that with the periodic murderous assaults, which devastated the infrastructure of Gaza. Infrastructure couldn't be rebuilt because Israel was not allowing cement and other vital components of reconstruction to pass through the illegal blockade. Gaza was confronting a virtually unlivable situation, and the Great March of Return was a response to that. It was overwhelmingly nonviolent. It was truly heroic, courageous, deeply inspiring. But the bottom line is, for reasons mostly or overwhelmingly out of the control of the people of Gaza, it did not succeed in achieving its primary objective, namely to lift or at least mitigate the illegal, immoral, inhuman siege.